Love and peace to you. This is a verbal discourse on our Welt Ethos. My name is Peter Johansson Osisi, and I work with Arizona Ashram. This is an introduction to some teachings from Islam regarding the seventh principle, principle numero siete of our Welt Ethos, that being of Hygge. So, the institution of marriage and the institution of family are fundamental experiences, components, obligations within Islam. Um, it is a way of, again, perpetuating humanity, culture, the teachings, and um, the customs and practices um, of Islam. And again, throughout the Quran, there are repeated teachings regarding the creation of the universe, the primordial nature of the universe, and the creation of humanity within this context of the primordial nature of the universe. Um, and so, amidst the teachings of the creation of humanity, um, there is the description, the teaching of the primordial relationship between man and woman, between husband and wife, and this being a quintessential, fundamental um, uh, factor, component, foundation for for procreation, for building family, and for continuing the progeny for continuing generations. And so this primordial nature of the bond between a man and a woman is conveyed particularly in Surah Al-Nisa. Actually, the specific citation is absent from this quotation. So um, I may, yeah, I may have to edit this in, but I'm just going to say the quote anyways. Um, O people, keep your duty to your Lord, who created you from a single being and created its mate of the same kind, and spread from these two many men and women. And keep your duty to Allah, by whom you demand one of another your rights, and to the ties of relationship. Surely Allah is ever watcher over you. That is from Surah Al-Nisa, I think. I have to work on providing this specific citation for that passage. So again, the point is that affirming the very basic relationship between a man and a woman as husband and wife as a fundamental building block for civilization, for humanity. Um, and so throughout much of the Quran, particularly in Surah Al-Nisa, Surah 4, there are repeated teachings regarding specifically the institution of marriage, um, guidelines for marriage, reasons for marriage, the benefits of marriage, um, how to go about um, um, uh, arranging a marriage, the appropriate form types of relationship or compatibilities and maintain or establishing such an arrangement of marriage. Um, uh, the responsibility of dowry, the responsibilities that husbands have towards wives and wives have towards husbands, um, and additionally, and so it becomes increasingly specific. Um, part of this is part of this a consideration amidst this is the extended relationships that a husband and wife have with the respective families of the husband and wife, and how a marriage is very much a bond between families, uh, as it is a bond between a husband and wife. And so there are responsibilities with that as well. And there's a passage within the Quran here that even talks to the effect or teaches the a protocol in facilitating reconciliation in a dispute between a husband and wife, and how the extended families play an important role in maintaining that cohesion and facilitating reconciliation within such a dispute. So this is Surah Al-Nisa 4:35, Surah 4, verse 35. And if you fear a breach between the two, appoint an arbiter from his people and an arbiter from her people. If they desire agreement, Allah will effect harmony between them. Surely Allah is ever knowing, aware. So again, that is Surah Al-Nisa 4:35, Surah 4, verse 35. So again, husband has responsibilities for a wife has responsibilities for a husband, families have responsibilities for families and for extended families, and it's all with it's all a sense of duty and obligation, but it's also a mutual interest. It's part of the fabric of mutual support that families have for each other. Um, so. Um, so those are some of the guidelines and the teachings regarding marriage. Additionally, the Quran um, provides specific teachings and guidelines regarding the responsibilities that husbands have towards wives. That includes materially providing for wives, providing a material dowry that is the stewardship of the wife exclusively for whatever purpose she deems appropriate. Um, but it also involves um, the abstinence from the previous practice of discarding wives, of simply um, abandoning a wife because of a lack of interest or frustration or something else. A husband has a duty to stay with his wife and to work out within himself the his own selfishness and his own egotism to um, to quell his ego and those selfish tendencies for compromise and for the sake of the cohesion of the family and honoring his commitment to his wife, to the family of his wife, as well as to his own family, to his extended family, as well as the family that he and his wife create. And so this is conveyed also within Surah Al-Nisa 4:19, Surah 4, verse 19. O you who believe, it is not lawful for you to take women as heritage against their will, nor should you straiten them by taking part of what you have given them, unless they are guilty of manifest indecency, and treat them kindly. Then, if you hate them, it may be that you dislike a thing, while Allah has placed abundant benevolence in it. That is Surah Al-Nisa 4:19, Surah 4, verse 19. So, Islam teaches that marriage is important. Marriage is a fundamental um, uh, duty um, that individuals have, that a man and a woman have, for continuing the traditions that are shared within the community from ancestors and for preceding generations. Um, Within the bond of marriage, there are responsibilities and obligations that a husband has towards a wife and a wife has towards a husband, and that the husband and wife have towards the family, the children, and to the extended families. Um, and so there is guidance to reconcile with one's egotism and selfishness, and engage in compromise for the sake of the family, for the sake of the cohesion and even the amicability within the family, um, and to prosper in harmony accordingly. So those are some of the teachings within Islam regarding the seventh principle, principle numero siete of our Welt Ethos, that being Hygge. Al-Salam.